Hey then folks, my name's Jesse, vlog entry number 43, September 24th, 2025. What have I been working on? Been playing a lot. Uh, I've been playing a lot of bass, really. Um, my friend Rob's band, the Nightcrawlers, played Fall Fest this past Saturday. We played for an hour on the back of a flatbed truck for some people who were watching. And then Sunday, I played with the Turtle Bay Buccaneers at Pirates Takeover Port in Port Deposit, Maryland. I had to dress. There's the pirate costume right there. I played the double neck because they wanted me to play guitar on one or two songs, and then bass on everything else. So it was a pretty busy weekend. And then this Saturday, I'm playing bass again with the Nightcrawlers. The following Saturday, I'm playing bass again with the Nightcrawlers. I've got some gigs with a country band in December where I'm playing bass and lead guitar. He said lead guitar, so I'm curious to see what that's going to look like. So I haven't been doing a lot in terms of personal development on the instrument, but I'm hoping to pick up with that soon. My friend Joe Bochar, who makes JBG guitars, the Supertone I've used a lot, and I'm gonna talk in greater depth when I get a chance about some of his other guitars that I have, has been getting into making pickups. And I've tried out some of his pickups, and one pickup that he's talking about is a humbucker size P90, and he asked if I was interested. Of course I'm interested. And I needed to find a guitar I could put it in. And I was checking out Music Go Round's Cockeysville inventory, and I found this lawsuit era Ibanez. Now, it is a lawsuit era because of the open book headstock. If you see one with. So I know this is pre 76. Don't know much other than that. I think I bit off more than I can chew. When I saw it, it said as is condition. The pickup switch was jammed in the body. I could see that the bridge pickup was missing, and I could see the bridge was missing. I could see the crack at one of the inserts. I could see that the pots were rusted all to heck. But I said, I bet I could make this work. And then I picked it up, and I discovered that the fingerboard. I asked if they knew anything about the story of this guitar to kind of backtrack a little bit. And the guy said they bought a bunch of guitars off of a guy who was trying to learn guitar repair. And I'm like, oh, well, that tracks. Because it looks like he took a flat file to the fingerboard. So I can rewire a guitar no problem. I can pull inserts. I can replace pots. I can dress a fretboard. Have not had a whole lot of luck refretting a guitar. I've tried on two separate occasions, and one went kind of bad, and the other was just a train wreck. And then to add to it, it's a bound fingerboard. So I think I'm gonna try. Right, I got it for like $200 or something, which maybe was too much, but in functional shape, these things are going for 800 or more. The neck doesn't have any breaks. It's pretty straight. There's no tongue up here or ski jump or whatever. I even think this pickup works. I plugged it in and I was able to tap it and get some kind of sound out of it. So I think I'm going to give this a shot. I think it would look pretty cool with gold hardware. But one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to videotape myself doing it. Years ago, I had another YouTube channel that was more successful than this one. And I made connections with a lot of people, one of whom was my friend Don. And there was another guy who regularly commented on my videos. And one time we actually met for dinner, and it turns out he was a luthier of sorts. And he said and he said to me one time, he goes, I love your playing. I think you're a great player. That's why I watch you. And I used to do all kinds of videos, and some of them were me trying to repair stuff. And he was like, "You really ought not do the repair videos. Like, it's pretty cringe." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And the thing was, I started it with the idea of this is going to be a learning process, and you can watch me learn. But in retrospect, um, learning things the hard way in a public forum probably isn't the best way to do things. So I'm gonna have to get some more tools. I'm gonna have to do a lot more reading before I tackle the fingerboard. I'm not sure when my friend Joe's gonna get stuff done. I'm not in a big hurry or anything like that, and I've got other projects to work on. So this one is gonna. I'll give you periodic updates. I'm also gonna give you like as many close views as just kind of other updates. Like the finish on the top. There's a couple of dings, but it's not. I mean, it's worn, but not hideous. Shoot, for all I know, the pots might actually work. So I'll have to investigate. But let me know if you've had one of these. I mean, here's the thing. Like, I part of the one of the reasons why I got this early on. I had another model of it. Thunder, anybody? I had a sunburst version of this. Somebody gave me, just straight up gave me, and it was in a similar situation. One pickup was missing. You know, the pots were missing. The bridge was missing, and so I actually kind of got parts and reassembled it and got it functional. And I ended up selling it for a stupid cheap amount of money. So I kind of feel like this is a chance for me to come back to it again. One thing that I find interesting, the body is mahogany. It's not a solid maple cap. It looks like there's a block of maple that's maybe a quarter of an inch. And then there is a bent ply piece of plywood for the carve. So it's actually a bent ply. So it's somewhat hollow, which is cool. Helps with the weight. I do like the neck. I like the feel of the neck. I like the fingerboard radius on it. And I think in gold, this would look pretty cool. I've got a bunch of gold parts from that the Paul Reed Smith Chinese copy that I torched last Thanksgiving. So I might I like the keystone or the tulip here, but I got Grovers and they don't wobble like these do. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll periodically update you on where I'm at with this. Let me know if you've ever had one. My name's Jesse. I'll talk to you later.